Hello and welcome back to X-Plane 11. Thank you very much for joining me in this video, and today I'm going to be doing a small challenge. Now, given the fact that I have done some flying with this 737 and shown you all the startup procedures and everything in the 737, and it's taken 4 videos to do everything from the startup checks all the way to startup and then over to... Ooh, I didn't know you could do that. Over to the actual takeoff and the circuit. So, okay, well, we won't say 4 videos. Maybe it's taken 3 whole videos to do that. I want to see, especially as I did receive a comment saying that's a bit long. I want to see how quickly I can set this aircraft up and get us out of here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Before I roll the intro, the first thing I'm going to do is set this up. This part does not count. So we're going to give ourselves some payload and give ourselves some fuel. The payload I'm going to give is going to be, let's go for about 25.9. So 25.9. There we, that's not exactly the payload I wanted, was it? Nope, it is 25.9. Okay, it is going to be 25.9, which is odd. And the fuel I'm going to pop on board is going to be, let's see, 12,719. 9. That much? That doesn't seem right to me. I don't know. This payload does not seem right to me at all. But we're going to see how that pans out. In fact, hold on. Takeoff weight should then be... let's see. Takeoff weight should be 129.1. It should be 129.1. It's 129.9. Probably because this is doing this in points, which isn't great. Anyway, this is just me setting up a few things. So that's the fuel in. I'm not going to touch anything else. I was just trying to get the fuel in. Then we're going to do all the rest of the stuff. In fact, I will just put the GPU on it, ready to go. But that's all I'm going to do. So we're going to roll the intro, and then we are going to start this aircraft up from absolute scratch and see exactly what happens. Again, it's the Monarch aircraft, and doesn't it look lovely? I need to change out these flares. I don't like the look of these flares in X-Plane 11, so I'm going to look to change those flares out. But anyway, roll the intro. Alright, so here comes the timer and it begins. Right, first thing I need to do is get this aircraft, get that out of the way. I need to get some aircraft things set up, just the basics. So make sure the parking brake is set. Go up here, let's switch on the battery like that. Get ourselves some ground power. There we go, ground power established. Great, that's the first thing done. Let's just double check this to make sure it's all okay. That's on battery, that's on ground power. Everything seems to be running absolutely fine there. Great, that's checked. Then we need to go over to... Let's have a look. Make sure standby power is closed, which it is. Like that. We're going to actually scooch over to this. We're going to make sure that the emergency lights are closed. Fantastic. We are going to ensure that hydraulic pumps are currently off. I don't need those hydraulic pumps to be on right now. Fuel pumps are all off, which is fantastic. That's not a problem. You can see those ones show low pressure, but these are all off anyway. So you can see that, and you can just hear that anyway. Right, so interior lights, I'm just going to bring on the dome light on dim. That looks good to me. And then we're going to bring on our logo light. This can go to steady. We're not going to switch that on yet. We're going to switch on the wheel well light. That's absolutely fine. This one can be checked. These are on and on. Great. Then we're going to go and do a couple of things with the FMC. The first thing I'm going to do with the FMC is, obviously we've got the nav data out of date. That's nothing to worry about there. I am going to go over to this, and I am going to go ACARS and get ourselves our ATIS request for Echo Golf Papa Hotel, which is where we've been for the past few videos. Right, over this we're going to go over to the FMC. All of that is correct, so we don't have a problem with that. Then we need to make sure that everything is good on the position initialization, like that. We're going to put the reference airport in as Echo Golf Papa Hotel. We'll take the ATIS request, figure out what it is. We're looking at 250 at 9, so we're going to be taking, gate 8 by the way. We're going to be taking off runway 24. Today's route is going to go from Echo Golf Papa Hotel. We're not going to fly this route, but this is just what I'm putting in. Echo Golf Lima Lima. Flight number MON 665. Why not? There we go. Runway expected is 24. Fantastic. Zero fuel weight can go in there right now. Now I'm not going to sort any more of this out just yet. I'm going to start setting a few other things up now. So let's go ahead and bring ourselves down, and let's make sure that these fans and everything are sorted for us. So the recirculation fans are both on automatic, which is great. After that, I need to make sure that the packs come on. So let's bring the packs onto automatic, like so. Autopilots are off. Both of them are off. Fantastic. Again, this is single pilot operation, so it is going to be a little bit harder. Speed brake is down, which it is. As you can see, that's come on, there you go, that's down, so that's not a problem. This is going to warn us about a bunch of stuff, but I'm just going to go like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to check these right here. Perfect. Great. And how do I test these? There we go. Yes, they work. Okay, fantastic. So those are all done. That's sorted. We can now go and set up our Irs mode. So we'll go up here. I pressed something for some reason that when I do that, it actually switches off the parking brake. It's done it before. This can go from that to a line, and then we're just going to wait a few seconds. We'll do a test on this. That's test, that's fine. We'll take that all the way to heading SCS, and this can go over to nav. Right, let that go through its self-test routine. That's going through nav, that's fine. What I'm actually going to do is, let's move forward. I have a feeling this might be on short. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to switch that to that and do that as well. There are a few things that obviously need to be set on this. This is all real, that's not a problem. Tire blown advance I'm going to switch off for now just because I don't know what it does. That's going to stay in that. That can go to that. That can go to that. We're good there. That can go over there, and we'll sync the pilots like so. Okay, that's good for us. Let's continue. We've already spent 5 minutes here. Enter IRS position. Let's go ahead and do that. So we'll go back to this. We'll go over to this. We'll go GPS left and take that in there. Clear that. Come on. There we go. That's done for us. Again, didn't I say gate 8? There we go. Lovely. Should already have the route. That's fine. We'll go over to that. We know what that is. At this point in time, as this is doing whatever it needs to do and it's on nav mode, we can go ahead and fill this out. So my planned fuel today, I think, is going to be, for this flight anyway, we're going to be using 5,640. So we're looking for 5.6, I guess. There we go. And that means that the reserves are going to be, what, roughly 7.1. Let's do that as the reserves. Fantastic. Cost index can be 25. Not going to worry about that. Right, we don't know anything about the cruise wind. Transition altitude is 6,000 feet. N1 limit. Outside air temperature currently is 11. Dew point is 8. That's interesting. Why is the dew point so high? Very, very interesting. Okay, so we're going to go for a 26k takeoff. 97.4 is what we want, and we're going to go for a standard climb. At this point in time, I guess we can set this up. It's 10... what is it? Not standard. 1015 is what it said. QNH is 1015, so we'll do that. And I guess I can do the same here as well. So that's 1013, 1014, 1015. Fantastic, that's done. That's 2998. Okay, we'll go to the takeoff page and let's see what we can do. We're going to do a flaps 5 takeoff. Center of gravity is going to be 4.51. So let's go ahead and fix that. Also, at this point, I'd like to apologize about a VOR thing that I was talking about, where I said I couldn't get the VOR. I could get the VOR. That was in the last video. I was just looking at the ILS, which is a little bit embarrassing, to be completely honest. So yeah, just ignore what I said on that. It was working as I would expect. Right, the runway winds are 250 at 9. So let's go ahead and pop that in. Like so. That looks good to me. That's fine. Go to the previous page. Looks like our V rotate is 130. Our V2 is 142. So we're going to pop in 142 on this. There we go. In fact, I'd like to do a little bit more than 142. I'm going to do 146. There we go. So that's ready for us. That should be coming in. This is obviously all getting back to where it needs to be and sorting itself out. So this is all aligning with the internal IRS selectors and all that kind of stuff. So whilst that's happening, we've got everything else done. We can now start the APU, I think. So we're going to start that APU by going like that. There's a fuel pump. And let's start the APU. Right, let's wait for that to happen. Whilst that's happening, we're going to... Well, nothing else is running really here, so I can't really do much about that. But I'm going to swap that over to that, swap that over to map, extend the range of that one to 40, keep that on plan, I guess. That looks pretty good to me. Right. You can hear the APU starting. Sounds awesome. The sounds on this aircraft are really, really cool. They honestly are some of the best sounds I've heard. We are now 9 minutes in. And the APU is just about to start. Alright, here comes the exhaust gas temperature. It's coming down now. As you can see, EGT, exhaust gas temperature. The APU should switch on shortly. We can then get rid of ground power, switch to the APU generation or the APU generator, and we will get rid of ground services. We are now on APU power. Let's make sure that we have that power, which we do. Ground power can now be disconnected, and you can go away. There we go. We are now on the auxiliary power units. Fantastic. We're still waiting for these things to come alive, but that's fine. APU bleed switch needs to be on right now. There we go. And everything else, you can hear that. And the engine bleed switch can also be on. That's brilliant. Okay, now let's whilst we're waiting, let's set up our departure. So we're going to go for the departure. We're going to go for runway 24. Is our departure, and I'm going to go for... Ooh. That's interesting. The departure I want is not coming up on this runway. Hello. I want the Dean's Cross departure. Interesting. Okay, you know what? Let's go to the route page. Let's go to that. Let's fill this out whilst we're waiting. I've got to think about that departure now. Okay, so our route is going to be to Dean's Cross, which is exactly what I'm planning to do. Not direct. We want it... Oh, that's going to be the SID. Then we're going to go Honolulu. And that's going to be that one there. Come on. Select it. I'd select that side. Silly me. Right, and that's going to be Uniform November 615. Now, I wonder if this is going to pick that up. No. No. I haven't done this in a while. Not in database. Uniform November 615. Wrong side. 615. Okay. You don't like that. Uniform November 615. Does it like it there? Why does it not like that? It should. It should like that. I'm almost certain of it. It's not an invalid entry. It's not an invalid entry at all. Okay. Well, since it doesn't want to do that, I guess we're going to go and do this our way. So we're going to go Lakey instead, which is that one. Okay, then we're going to go Calder. Still have to figure out why some of these don't actually work. Then we need to go Croft. So we're going to go Croft. Yes, that's one. Then we're going to go Barton, which is that, which we have 3 options for. We're taking that one. Next page, we're going to go Lovell, or Lovell, which takes only 1. Then we're going to go Honnelly. There we go. Wants to mess around like that. That is our route. Let's activate that. Perfect. Let's go for the departures. Departures out of here. Runway. Right. Dean's Cross departures don't exist. Why do the Dean's Cross departures not exist? I need to have a look at that, and I need to have a look at the Eric cycle for that then. Okay, good. We'll see what happens now that we're just waiting for this to come alive. That is the flight plan done. So we are ready to go on that. That's been 14 minutes so far we've been at it. I think everything else is good there. I guess we need to now start putting some frequencies in. Now the problem is that my frequencies and everything are for the Dean's Cross departure. But we've got the standby frequency. I'm going to put Glasgow in, which is 115.4. So let's get 115.4 there. And on this one we're going to actually we'll have Glasgow in on this one. Yeah, let's have Glasgow here and active. On this one we will put in Turnberry, which is 117.5. I might have to try and fly this manually, in all honesty. Why does that keep switching off? I need to figure out what's causing that to switch off. And on this one we'll put in Dean's Cross, which is 115.2. There we go. That looks right to me. Okay, we're going to squawk just a random squawk code right now. Not 7700. 5754. There we go. Squawk 5754. Still waiting for these to come up. Still got a few problems here, but we don't have to worry about that. Okay, moving on from that, let's have a look at what else we need to do to ensure that this aircraft is ready to go. Let's see. Everything else is done. Takeoff flaps, everything are fine, because if we go over to the takeoff page, there we go. It's actually giving us a flight level. Flight level 381. No, I want to fly at 250. There we go. Execute, please. Thank you. That's sorted. That's ready for us. And that's pretty much it. Everything is ready on the FMC, so we don't have to worry about anything there. Let's get ready to start this aircraft up, although I do need to wait for these. So now it's just a matter of waiting. I guess we could start setting up the Irs, but our first... I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go over to... Let's see. Let's go over to this. Let's go over to legs. Let's figure out what our first actual hold is going to be. I don't want to go to TLA. That's the thing. I don't want to go that way. I wonder if I could put this in myself. I do wonder if I could put this in myself. So if we go... let's think. D35. I don't know why I'm trying this now. I'm just waiting for this to come up, but I'm going to try something. Yeah, because there's Dean's Cross. That's Dean's Cross. This is taking me in a completely different direction. So if I go for D35, like so. Wait. 242H. This one. Not in database. Alright. UW is Edinburgh. I know that one. Then we've got... well done. We want to go... If we go straight to Mavics... I wonder if it's going to pick up Mavics as a point. It could do. And then TRN. Let's see if it picks up Mavics. So, oh, that's just come up for us. And that actually tells me everything I need to know about the failure of this departure. That's not the departure I want. Let's see. Can I do this? Yes, I can. Mavics, I want... Let's see. Flight level 100. Okay. There we go. Then from there I want to turn towards TRN. Let's see if it picks up TRN. No? See, that's not really exactly what I wanted to do, but I want to see if I can pick up TRN. Nope, doesn't pick up TRN. Okay. So, let's see. How about D30? No. Why do you keep... Right, I need to figure out what's going on there. Tell you what, let's go for straight to Dean's Cross then. Dean Cross, straight up there. Thank you. There we go. That will do for me. That will do very nicely indeed. Although I do want 250. It's not exactly the Dean's Cross departure I wanted, but that will do the trick, I think. I did want to get over to that before. Yep, that's fine. It will do for me. So this has delayed me a little bit, but that's not a problem. Okay, moving across. We're now good to go, almost. So we're going to get the... I guess we should probably call for a tug. So how do I do that pushback again? I can't remember. I think is it Control Z, Shift Z for me. Is it? Shift and X.
Push part on the way.
And there we go. Push got on way. Great. And we shall start getting this aircraft ready to go. Now it's been 21 minutes since we've started. And we are starting to get ourselves good to go. So we're going to switch on our anti-collision lights. We are going to switch that off. Do that. We are going to switch on all the pumps. All of those go on. These can go on. Let's see. Actually, all the hydraulic pumps could go on right now. Packs left and packs right need to go off. Like so. Thrust is idle. Cutoffs are checked. I've got this parking brake off because I'm waiting for that tug, wherever that tug is. Okay. And we are just going to wait for the pushback. Where is the tug? Come on, tug.
Here we go.
Here we go. Alright, so once he's pushed us out a little bit, I'm going to get them to stop. And then we'll start the engines. Again, I'll probably check this from outside, because I don't trust how far these things push. Oh, they will just keep... No, they do stop. They do genuinely stop. Give them a second to clear. Great. Alright, we are ready to go and set this aircraft up for departure now. So everything else is set up correctly. Initial course is 243. We're going to set our initial heading to also be 243. Come on, 243. There we go. The course on this one can actually end up being 265. No, actually, we'll leave that as 243 because obviously this is not the departure I want. We're going to do a heading of 265, like so. Our initial altitude we want is going to be 6,000. We'll do 6,000 and then we'll clear up to 10,000. 14 miles from Edinburgh. Once we're 14 miles away from the Edinburgh NDB, which is on 368, so we might as well get that in as well. So we'll do this to be 368. So once we're 14 miles from that, we should be okay. So that means that's one I could possibly switch to ADF 1. Yep, that should do the trick for me. Fantastic. Alright, let's start these engines. So, going into the engine start, or the engine start procedure, the first thing we need to do is, of course, make sure that we've got our lights on, which they are. The next thing I need to do is, after I've got the lights on, we need to make sure that the engine start selectors are on the right one, which they are. The packs are already off, that's fine. We have the duct pressure, although it's always low. I've always had that issue and I'm not sure why. Anyway, let's start the engine. Here it's starting from the outside. You can actually see some rotation. Fuel, bring that parking brake on again. Fantastic. I'll pop this to 10, just to start us off. Once this clicks out, we'll go for the next one. So it's been 26 minutes. Okay, we did have some problems, but it's been 26 minutes. And we've started both engines. Or we're just about to start the second engine. So really, it only takes 26 minutes to get this aircraft ready to fly. From nothing. We'll go TCAS. Let's go to test mode. Whilst we're waiting.
Vertical speed. Adjust. Climb now. Climb
bring that
now.
fuel in.
Climb, crossing, climb. Climb, crossing, climb.
We could check, we should have checked these before, but it's okay.
Conflict. Descend.
Everything's
descend,
okay.
Crossing, descend. Descend, crossing, descend. Descend now. Descend now. Increase climb. Increase climb.
Lovely.
Increase
That all works.
descent. Increase descent. Maintain vertical speed.
Alright, auto brakes can go to RTO.
Vertical speed.
Window heat
Maintain.
can go on.
Speed.
Probe heat can now go on. Now what we're going to do is we are going to switch on the engine generators. Like that. Make sure those are off. Switch on the packs again. Like so. This can go off, and then this can now go off. There we go, so the APU is now out. We don't need the anti-ice at all, so we're completely fine with that. We can get the yaw damper on, like so. Taxi lights can now go on, runway turnoffs can go on, and we are ready to go. So now let's say we've got ourselves our taxi clearance, so all we need to now do is switch this into the correct mode. Like that, and taxi out to the runway. So there you go. To start it up, it's actually taken us, apart from the small problems we had with the, what's it called, the Dean's Cross departure not seeming to show up, but I'd say about 25 minutes is what it took. So 25 minutes to start this aircraft up. I think that's pretty good going. Alright, so now we're going to get ourselves over onto runway 24. You can see how smooth the frame rate becomes as soon as we get out of the way of everything else. So there we go. At this point, I guess we can start switching on some of these lights so that everything's visible for us. There we go. I'll cut that. Let that go down whilst I... This one's always hard to get to, so I'll do that after actually. Normally we take corners in aircraft like this at about 10 knots. Doing 12, it's okay. I'll scrub speed with the friction. At this point in time, as we go down alpha, going down alpha nicely now, I'm going to, on the auto throttle, on the flight directors, like so. We're going to get this sorted out for us. There we go. Go up here and switch off this. There we go. Lovely. Even switch on a few of these if we really wanted to. Which doesn't look too bad, let's be honest. You can always do the systems check, which is something that I actually missed, but that's to check elevators are fine. You check if the rudder's fine, which it is. You check if the ailerons are fine, which is fine, and the pressure's okay. We can switch that off. That can now go off. At this point we can switch that light off. We'll do that.
For takeoff, please.
Yes, please do. This can go into continuous, that can go into continuous, that can go into both.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Thank you. Nothing else we need to worry about. We don't have to do any other landing stuff. Hit the brakes a little bit. Switch on those. That can go into full. And we are actually ready to go. Look at that. Anyway, that is where I'm going to end this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on X-Plane 11. You'll really like the next video, I think. Especially if you like your military jets. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think. But there you have it. It can be done in less than half an hour. It's very very possible to have this done in less than half an hour. It's just because I was explaining things, it took a long while. But there you go, from cold and dark to ready to go in less than half an hour. Fantastic. Don't forget to support me on Patreon, www.patreon.com/ECGadget. Your support will be massively appreciated. Let's go flaps 5. Make sure that the flaps are ready, so that's there. Should have probably done that on the taxi, but that's okay. I was just looking at a few other things. Everything else seems to be in order. All we've got to really do now is basically start the clock. I think I've got everything. If you think I've missed something, please do let me know. But I think I got everything on this. Anyway, aside from that, you can also follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/ECGadget, and you can find me on social media at ECGadgetLP for both Twitter and Instagram. That's all from me, and I'll see you guys next time in X-Plane 11.